Hi guys, my name is Nick and welcome to this complete beginner's tutorial on programming Android applications with Kotlin. The goal of this course is to teach you the concepts of programming Android applications from the ground up. You don't need to know anything about programming to start with this course, and we will begin with the very basics of programming, and throughout this course we're going to build several Android apps using Kotlin. So if you have some knowledge of programming, there might be parts that you might want to skip over, especially in the beginning. We're going to start with pure Kotlin right now, and we'll progress to Android once we have some knowledge of Kotlin, which is necessary for building Android applications. Alright, let's start by setting up the tools that we'll need to start building our first Kotlin code. First, we need to download an IDE where we'll write our code. And IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, which is basically a program that will help you write and run your code. In our case, it's IntelliJ IDEA, which is specifically made to write code with Kotlin and Java. So let's go ahead and go to the IntelliJ website. I'll leave a link to the website in the description of this video. As you can see here, IntelliJ is available for all platforms. In my case, it's Mac OS, but make sure to select the platform on which you're working on. Now, after you have chosen your platform, you can also see that there are two versions of IntelliJ IDE. First one is the Ultimate, and the second one is Community. Make sure to select Community one as it's the free one and it's more than enough for everything that we're going to be covering in this course. If you have a Mac, make sure to choose your processor type, Intel or Apple Silicon. Now that that's downloaded and installed, let's start by clicking New Project. On the left hand side, make sure to choose Kotlin as your target. Here in the name section, let's give our project a name, which will be Hello World, but you can give it any name you like. So let's type in Hello World. You can choose the location of where your project will be stored in the location field. I'm going to stick with the default one for now. In the project template, make sure you have chosen application in the JVM section. Leave the build system as is. Now for the important part, as for the project JDK. You probably don't have any JDK installed, so go ahead and click the drop down button. Here choose download JDK. You should see a window pop up that asks you which JDK you would like to have installed. In my case, I'm going to choose JDK version 15 Azul Zulu Community, but it really doesn't matter which one of these you install as long as you install a JDK above version 1.8. So go ahead and choose the JDK you want and press download. After the JDK was installed, go ahead and press next. On this page we don't need to change anything, so let's proceed and press finish. This sets up our project. So let's wait a bit for it to set up. Now, on the left hand side in the project pane, you can see the project structure. Go ahead and open up our top level directory of our project, then src or short for source, then main. Here you can see two directories. Click on the Kotlin directory with the right click, then slide over to new, then file, and let's go give our file a name like helloworld.kt. KT extension stands for Kotlin, as you might have guessed. Go ahead and press enter. This creates our new Kotlin file. Cool. Now that we have created our first Kotlin file, let's write our first Kotlin program. Here in the text editor, let's type in fun main round brackets followed by curly brackets. Now inside the curly brackets, let's type in println, which is basically a function that prints to the standard output. And inside those brackets, let's type in hello world. Now go ahead and right click on the code and choose run hello world KT. Now let's wait for the project to build. And voila, we see hello world in our output. Now, you don't have to understand anything about this code right now, but I want to give you a brief breakdown of what we have written here. Let's go step by step. First, we start off with fun, which is a special keyword that is used to declare a function in Kotlin. Next, we have main, which is the name of our function. However, giving your function a name of main is different from other names because functions named main will be the entry point of our program when we run them. Next, we have the round brackets. These represent the parameters our function is going to receive. Here we don't have any parameters in the main function, so it's just empty round brackets. Up next, we have the curly brackets. This is the body of our function where we actually write what we want to have executed. If we look inside our body, we see println, which is also a function that takes a string as a parameter. In our case, it's hello world. And what this function does is it prints whatever we have passed to it to our standard output. So this is a very basic breakdown of what we have written here, and at this point it's completely fine not to understand anything, but I just wanted to give you a short overview of our code. Congratulations, you have successfully built your very first Kotlin program. In this lesson we have learned how to install the IntelliJ IDEA and create our very first Kotlin program. In our next lesson, we're going to take a look at the building blocks of programming, variables and functions. I'm excited to get to it, so I'll be seeing you in the next lesson.